for Stanmore. I believe it's Huskul who's going to take kickoff. I don't really know many of the Toronto players' names, but we're going to try and make it work here.
That's a very strong early start from Stanmore, making their push in. Toronto about to break out with the ball. It looks like it's going to be a very fast-paced game. That's a great turn from Toronto, number 10. He's lost the ball. Back up it comes towards Stanmore, into Huskul. He's going to miss hits. Back out to a Toronto player. It's a very fast start to this game, Dad. So you expect it to go like this pretty much the whole game.
It's a tough pace to keep up for the full 30 minutes, but especially considering they've played, this is their fourth game of the day. They started at, I believe, 4:30, the sun was still out, it's hot, it's humid. The real test of everyone's fitness here today.
I think that's this is probably like the prime time. When you're setting up your FIFA match and you pick 10 o'clock in the evening, dry conditions in the summer. This is the perfect time to play football in Dubai. The weather is very mild. The afternoon games, they're hot, man. Like people, I think, I didn't play this year, but last time, it's a very strong take from the Stanmore keeper after a header comes in. But yeah, I think it's conditions for this kind of final are amazing, especially after the semi. And Stanmore started strong, to be honest. I think putting some good passes together. A lot of crowd pressure at the moment, which we saw in the last game, but a lot of support. Yeah, Stanmore moving the ball around quite well at the moment. And Toronto just absorbing most of the pressure. They're not really advancing with the ball.
So I don't actually know who's top goal scorer of this tournament, but maybe it's one of these players. Who knows?
It looks like, looking at the game from the start, it looks like Stanmore are going to put on most of the pressure and Toronto are going to look to hit them mainly on the counter. It looks like they've got a lot of pace pushing up on the break. Toronto just with the ball now, making a push. A diving header at the back post by Toronto's number 7. I would never have seen him coming in blindsided.
Bro, that wasn't even a diving header. That was like a swimming header. He was doing front crawl on the pitch.
We've just been requested to move even further off the pitch. Yeah, but no, that was imagine Van Persie, but basically he could have just taken that with his foot. Now that I'm thinking about it, but it was a solid effort. It was a really good effort.
If those go in.
Attempted bicy on the edge of the box. The ball stays with Stanmore. Back in. It's a great take by the Toronto keeper. That looked like it was destined to be a goal, but Toronto have survived the pressure. It looks like this is going to be end-to-end, man, like constant chances, which is exactly what you want from a final, really.
Yeah, it's going to be a test of everyone's fitness. Back to the ground conditions, I didn't get to say my piece, but both teams, so I know Stanmore, obviously, they play in London. We know what the weather's like there. Not great, rainy. And I believe in Toronto, they play indoors. They have a lot of domes, because obviously when it snows, you can't play. But this ground is quite dry, quite sticky. The ball gets quite stuck. Dubai, they don't get much. Dubai, they don't get much rain here. They do cloud seeding, making it rain, and But yeah, sorry, we digressed from the game.
Yeah, I think that looked like a foul that he didn't call, but nothing really happened as a result of it, and play continues. It still looks like both teams, Stanmore definitely holding more of the ball, but both teams look very poised for a good contest. I think this is also going to be a case of when you get to this stage of the tournament, we've both been there, Dats, things that you start to get tired, you start to feel those knocks a little bit more. So whether the players on the pitch are feeling that at the moment, whether they can see that out for another tough game, that's all part of the question as well.
Yeah, test of everyone's fitness, but last game, last push, as Michael Owen says, the team that scores the most goals wins the game. And he is my commentary idol. I will quote him endlessly.
I can't actually see what Oh, it's just a throw. I wasn't sure if there was something that we'd miss over there. Ball comes in to the back post. There's no one there. It looks like neither... It's easy, kind of easy for us to say from here, but neither team is really sinking in yet. It feels like the occasion of the final is sort of on the mind a little bit as well. Both teams work so hard to be here. I think they know each other quite well as well.
It's the nerves, you know. I don't know if you remember the Champions League final when it was Spurs versus Liverpool, was it? It was like a 0-0, KG 1-0.
Ooh, some calls for handball from some of the Stanmore players there. I think he's going to VAR.
Is he going to VAR?
No, he's saying his hand was down.
No. He's checking the screen. He's actually coming right towards the commentary box because I believe that's where the screen is.
I think he's going to request the commentary decide for him. What do you say? I say. So we've got a little bit of insight here.
Yeah, the ref is saying it was handball, but his arms were down. Just checking that. I think from we don't have replay here, but from my position, it looked like his hands were down. So it'd be a very unfair decision if it was a handball.
Yeah, I think I agree. I think looking from this angle, the ref is taking a long, hard look at it, though. Looking at his reaction, I don't think he's going to change his mind.
Yeah, the VAR officials actually have an RGB lighting keyboard and mouse, so it's easily to get distracted, you know.
Sort of drags the focus away. Also, yeah, just generally, I think good to be back in the commentary box. You mentioned the Champions League. We obviously did that one that year as well, up in the major Champions League press box. So being invited to come down to...
It's close to the body, like this.
No, it's a no call from the ref. That's as we suspected. A little bit of getting a little bit of stick there from Uncle Mo on the side, but I think that's a right decision. But to be honest with you, VAR is quite a good implementation from the Unity games this year. So kudos to them for getting that put in. It does help the refs. You sort of wonder why the Premier League doesn't get the Unity games involved as well. Oh, absolutely sold here.
So I think the Premier League should take notes from the Unity Games VAR because the ref doesn't have an earpiece. So if he's questioning his decision, he'll go check the monitor, and I think that's how it should be.
I completely agree. Strong take there from the Toronto keeper. Stanmore really loading up the chances. Apart from that sliding header, should we call it, Toronto haven't really offered that much moving forward. And Stanmore coming off the back of a really tiring game as well. So. Little drive there from
number 49, Omar.
He looked like he was making good progress, but number
5, Mo Kareem.
He's been solid.
It, yeah,
he's been absolutely solid.
I believe number 49, Omar. I think they call him Omardinho in Toronto.
Oh my God! What the? The school's gone flying into that challenge. Absolutely nowhere near the ball. I think he thought the ball was going to get there, but yeah, he was never going to make that. And Toronto bring the ball back up. He's flicked it off. That's heavy. Flicked his hand, but I think that's down as well. Yeah, you can't give that.
You know the matchup between number 5 from Stanmore, Mo Kareem, and number 9, Sam Hudai. It's unreal, mate.
We have a guest on the touchline. Cal, what do you think of the game so far?
I've just joined, to be honest. I'm not gonna lie. I
It's
was watching the play finals in volleyball. Let's go Stanmore.
That is that's our guest on the touchline, Cal. He'll keep up with us for the rest of the game. Toronto moving back forward again and not really making anything of that attack. Stanmore going to advance with the ball once more. Driving the ball back up into her score. He lays that back off onto the wing. That's a good challenge out by Toronto for another Stanmore corner.
The crowd have not seen a game like this since I think I just knocked something over. Since the World Cup final 2022 in Qatar, Argentina versus France.
Obviously, just down the road. We commentated that one as well, which was probably one of the best finals I think we've seen. This one could top it. depending on how it goes. But that one was there for sure. Stanmore, oh my goodness, number 5's woven his way through. Is that going to be a pen? Or is that a free kick? I
think it's just outside the box. Prime position for Huskell, you know, his right foot, he might wrap it round the post, you know.
Just as we were talking about Stanmore's number 5 earlier, he's just got an amazing run out from the back to set up an amazing chance from Huskell, who, if you remember from the Uni games last time, we captured one of his finest strikes. Here he comes again. Straight into the bottom of the wall. You saw what he was trying for there, but you really need that wall to jump to make those work.
Straight into the Toronto wall. I think the wall took some notes from Donald Trump, you know, the wall he wanted to build, because they're not far. The USA and Toronto, they share the border, so it's quite easy there.
Yeah, I think that's the first time Trump has been referenced in the Unity games. But Stanmore still piling on the pressure, man. Here comes that Toronto break we were talking about earlier. Playing it out onto the wing. Is he going to make that? No, he's not. There goes. Oh, he's working his way back out, but I think he's going to lose the ball here. And Stanmore going to be able to advance again. I think they've been the better team so far, but if you don't take those chances, you know, the ball, the game can sort of swing either way into the Toronto area again. And Stanmore able to push that out. Oh, ref's going to pull that back for a throw. So Toronto having a decent little spell here for the first time, I think, in the in the game.
This is probably a bit meticulous of me, but the ref is signalling for a throw. It's actually a kick-in. So I think the gesture needs to change a little bit because it could get quite confusing.
That is from our expert from the penalty shootout of the last game for Hadery Black. Those of you who didn't. Oh, we're in this. Solid. Yeah, so we've just been told that we're in the. We're on the big screens as well. So thank you, Unity, for having us and allowing us this opportunity again to commentate. And Toronto having their spell moving forward again. And the ball's hit the ref. That's the first time I think we've seen that.
I really have to give a shout out here to the media team. They've been incredible. They've got us looking into the camera. With my levels of distraction, I need to focus on the game, but it's too easy to just look straight into the camera.
Yeah, for those of you who remembered from 4 years ago, they very kindly let us commentate again. And the setup, I have to say, is they somehow managed to do it better every single time. That's a great challenge there by the Toronto defense to stop that Stanmore ball coming in. And it looks like we're going to get another Stanmore corner, really piling on the pressure before half-time. Oh, amazing save from the corner there. And I think you might have heard in the background, was there a goal in the other game, yeah. Jeff?
Yes. I don't know. No, there actually was. It was Gloucester have gone 1-0 up against Orlando in the plate final. I think it's 1-0. I know Gloucester definitely scored, but I'll check with our commentary team over there.
Yeah, the man on the touchline in the other game. So the plate is running at the same time as the cup. That's a loose touch there from the Toronto players. The crowd absolutely loving that. Stanmore have got a lot of support moving into this. Here comes a shot from long range. High and wide, but probably worth the effort. Would you have gone for that, Dats?
I can't lie. He had a lot of space. You know, it was worth taking the effort, but unfortunately it went into row Z, or if you're in Toronto, you'll say row Z. And here come Toronto moving up with the ball again, holding on to the left touchline. Good pass through. He takes that into the middle. That's a great block there from I don't know his number, but that is Shabazz Jan Mohammed, and it was number 7 Jawad Jan Mohammed who took the shot. Not sure if they're related. They could be. You know, you never know in this Quadra world. We're just going to pretend they are and say that was from one family member being blocked by another. Back into the box by the
Toronto players. They've won the ball again. Here it comes onto the right touchline. Looking to take him on. He drives around. Challenge misses. Cuts back inside. A great recovery challenge after he was beaten. Comes to the left back. Plays it inside. That's a poor touch. That's a huge win from the Toronto defence to play that ball out. Not really sure what's going on there. And the ref's going to give that, I think, the right way.
Half-time.
Half-time. All right, yeah. I thought he was going to give that. Pretty quick first half. Pretty evenly poised, I think. Good game all round. I can't really say which way it's going to go one way or the other. I think on the balance of the half, Stanmore. Back to our. I've been ensnared by the commentary tape. Daz and I have somehow managed to sneak into the inner circle. Toronto has just kicked off the second half. They're moving back up the pitch.
Have any subs been made? I didn't quite see.
I'm not going to lie to you, Daz. I have no idea. And Stanmore, risky back pass there, but they've survived. They're going to move back up the pitch. I can see this one going to extra time, but those are famous last words. Great driving in. It's a good tackle out from the. To be honest, this Toronto number 6 has been pretty solid so far.
I think he actually lives in Birmingham.
He pushed up for that attack and really didn't get anywhere. So Stanmore driving back up the pitch again. He's going to take a pop from distance. Those are safe hands like Ali Abastatu. He must have been taking notes from your last game. And Toronto advancing with the ball once again. Naughty little spin, but he sort of lost it. I don't know if this is well, I can't say I'm not in the final, but I would have said this is maybe not the perfect position to do a little bit of showboating, but it's worked out for them. They've still got the ball, and Toronto advancing again.
I don't know if you can hear that, but there's cheers of allez-vous on the touchline. I didn't know they actually spoke French in Toronto. I thought it was Quebec. But, you know, geography, language. Geography
is hard. Toronto with a pretty wild shot, but we saw something similar from Stanmore in the first half. So you kind of expect when you get to that range, like, why not just take the shot? It's worth going for.
Yeah, I think the goals are quite big. They're 5 meters by 2 meters, so a keeper's wingspan must be maximum 2 meters. So there's, if you do the math, there's 1.5 meters each side where they could go for. If the keeper's standing in the middle.
Maths is difficult as well. Amar Jetta, who's just jumping about on the sideline, he looks like he's going to come on. He's just recovered, I think, from an ankle injury, so pretty amazing he's managed to recover to get back in time. This is really, really solid from him. I know a lot of Stanmore players holding some form of mild injury. Pretty ambitious ball, but Stanmore have won it. He's going to lay that off. Oh, and Stanmore have taken the lead. That's a pretty brilliant strike. I think it took a hit on the way through, but the deadlock has been broken. I'm not sure who scored that.
So that was actually, I believe that was Mahdi Hemraj, son of Mahmoud Fazal Hemraj, one of the organisers of this tournament, who outside of the boot passed it to Hussein Ramzan, number 8, who's also from Dubai. And I would assume his father is also in the organising committee. And also, there's also Abbas Ratansi. Abbas Ratansi's dad is the head of football, Mahmoud Fazal Ratansi. And Zero, Mahdi Hemraj, his father, Qasim Ansar Ali, is also involved in the organising of the tournament. So you could say that there might be some bias towards him, but I think it's been a pretty even game. No favours either way. And it's just Stanmore have had the one chance that let them score, and now it's Toronto who are going to be on the front foot.
Oh, that's a great save from Toronto, but it really looks like Stanmore picking up the pace. It's not like they're, how they say after you've scored you're most vulnerable to concede, but not showing for Stanmore at the moment. They're pushing straight, and again, Toronto had a lot to say to the ref after that goal, but I'm not entirely sure what they wanted done differently. Stanmore holding the gas down, I think, to try and push for a second, which, is the smartest thing to do. You want to finish this game off.
I have to say that was an excellent save from the keeper. He got down really quickly, got down really well, did really well to save that.
Oh, big swing and a miss there, but Stanmore finding more gaps in that Toronto defence. It looks like the confidence kind of taking a hit from Toronto. They don't look as stable. Both teams making their subs. I think that's Amar Jetta, as we were talking about, just coming on. It looks like Maz is going to take a seat. He's been fantastic through the tournament so far. His penalty in the previous game, absolutely fantastic, worth checking out.
I think what you were saying earlier is that some are finding more gaps, but it tends to happen. When you go a goal down, you get a little bit nervous, get a little bit shaky. But Toronto have to keep composed. They're not playing terribly. There is a goal here for them. If they play the football, pass it around, find the gap, and then pop the shot when there is an opportunity there.
Oh, that's off the line, I think. Has he given it as a goal? I don't actually know what's. I thought he's given it as a free kick. I think there was a block off the line. It looked like the ref was saying that it had gone past, but he's pulled that back for a free kick. That's probably Toronto's best chance so far, but I'm not entirely sure what happened there to us. We're pretty far from the action on this side of the pitch.
And also the referee signals in the Unity games are slightly different to the Champions League finals that we're used to. So that's why the signals were a little bit shaky. But it was just a free kick foul on one of the Stanmore defenders.
Yep, and Stanmore advancing again into Ramzan. He's going to play that out wide. And the ball is going to hold itself on this left-hand side. Matthew, who looked pretty injured in the last game, he looks pretty good moving around the pitch right now, turning pretty nicely. He's holding the ball. It's a smart thing to do, I think. No need to rush anything. Slow the pace of the game down, hold control, make Toronto work for it, and I think the game plan's kind of working for Stanmore.
Just to our right, we've got Mikdad Somji of MS Photo Productions Limited, who is actually the official photographer for the Stanmore team, taking some photos. And I don't know.
He's done. What are your thoughts on the game so far?
I'm loving it. Great football. Great football.
It has been pretty great football. I actually don't know how long is the TV near us. I can't actually see how long is left of the game. Toronto working their way back up. They're not really creating any major chances. It looks like Stanmore will hold that one pretty solidly down. Coming back out to the Toronto right-hand side. He's going to pace his way through. Is he going to make that? He will make that past 2 challenges. Oh, he sort of lost the ball there. I think that's the point. You've got to keep the ball moving. I thought the ref was going to give that the other way for a second, but he's given that as a Stanmore free kick, I believe. It looks like the ball is still on the pitch. We've got to be coming to the end of the match here. Just had notification of a West Ham goal in the Arsenal game. Obviously, that is way less important than what's going on right now. Nobody is tuning into that. I believe they're all focused on the Unity Games YouTube channel. Or potentially 6less.co.uk. No, back to the game. And Sam, we're going to have a throw in on the right-hand side. Comes into the box. Keeper comes out for it. Spills it into Hussein Glamsane. He's going to lose out on that ball. And the Toronto number 6 is going to play that down the line. No one's really there, so I'm not sure where the Toronto team support was. Sam will recover with the ball. They're moving back inside. Oh, it's a beautiful ball in from a bus. I think that's a tricky one for the ref to call either side, you know. It looks like he'd got the ball, but his legs were pretty high. I think it's difficult. It could have gone either way, to be honest.
I think what the PGMOL, the Referees Association, is always protect the goalkeeper. Don't think there was enough in that to give away a penalty to call a penalty. I think keeper won the ball. Yeah, he had 2 feet on it, but keeper protection. Keeper's most vulnerable on the pitch.
Yeah, I'm inclined to agree. It looked like it was a pretty reckless challenge, but he did pretty solidly get the ball, I thought. So I think I understand the ref's decision not to send that one to VAR. Toronto are going to send this one back in. Stan with a pretty convincing clearance out. They look quite comfortable, Stanmore. I think the Dar game where we thought would take a lot out of them actually probably put them into a very good mindset to take this one on. Toronto, the ball's kind of pinging about in the box. We can't really see where it's going. No one's really taking a swing at it. They're trying to get into a better position, but you're not really going to get it from there. Toronto have just pushed that one out of play. Someone's got to take a swing at that ball.
How long is left?
We've just been told we could have been closer into the action. I think we're pretty all right out here. We've had a few guest appearances. And it's been a good game so far. That ball coming back up.
I think Toronto really need to change something up or do something differently. I can't imagine there's much time left on the clock, and they really need to get a goal here if they want to stay in this game, if they want to take it to extra time, or even nick a winner. But at the moment, it looks like they're a bit on the back foot, trying to chase the ball. Stanmore playing quite well with themselves.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, for those of you who are, who don't want this in their commentary, press that red button and get it on mute. Get a version without us. Toronto pushing that ball back forward. They're not really creating anything. A lot of those passes up forward are a little bit hit and hope. What a little turn there from Stanmore's number 10. Off he goes again. He's got a pace for days. He's lost out to that Stanmore. He's moving back up forward. He's played that ball through. Oh, he sees it! Oh my goodness.
Number 6, I forgot his name, but the number 9, Sam Huda, who's tapped it in. It wasn't really a tap in because the keeper was still there. But there's been a bit of a pitch invasion, which I don't know if you will remember a famous moment in the championship history when Hogg passed it to Forestieri, who crossed it into Dean.
Yeah, pretty annoyed there's been a pitch invasion considering we're barely allowed out of the pitch. But yeah, wow, that goal kind of came out of nowhere. I think Stanmore, that was probably the first time it looked like they weren't taking the game as seriously. And Toronto literally picked that ball up at midfield. Their number 6 drove up forward, played it off to the right, and it's perfectly positioned to tap it in.
The referee has signalled 5 minutes left, either 5 or 1. But I think what happened there in that goal was Stanmore's number 10 was driving with the ball and lost it. Toronto's number 6 picked it up. A little bit like Van Dijk, drove with the ball, passed it to number 9, and he scored a goal, and we're in for a cracking final few minutes of the game.
Cracking final 1 or 5 minutes, we can't actually tell. You at home probably have better information than we do. But yeah, Stanmore here just stinging the grass next to Toronto's goal with another chance. That ball's been sent forward again into the Stanmore box. Toronto are just about keeping it. He goes to the Bicey. Oh my God! 2 goals in 2 minutes. That's 2 Biceys we've seen in the semi and the final. That's what are we witnessing? Oh my God!
Absolutely unbelievable.
Listen, if there was ever a Gary Neville moment, I am speechless. We saw that from Dart in the semi against Stanmore, and again in the final. Toronto, I don't know if the touch at the back post actually sent that in, but the Bicey from the touchline after he'd kept it in was absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, so I thought the chance was gone there. Number 7, he headed it forward, and I thought that the angle that number 9, Miss Sam Huda, was I don't know how that went in, but you know. When you stretch before the game, when you practice your bicycle kicks in training, anything is possible.
Yeah, that was absolutely unbelievable. And the number 6 there, just doing a little sajda before the kickoff again, which you always love to see. Toronto really picking up confidence now. They're driving back up the pitch. This is a Toronto who needed a goal to get going, and now they look fantastic. Stanmore pushing up again. Obviously, we know they're not out of it. They came from behind against Dar. We know they've got the talent in the squad to bring this one back. Is the ref going to give that as foul? No, he's not. That's a Stanmore throw.
Yeah, you know, as I said, Toronto really needed to change things up to get a goal or two, and they've done that. The tables have turned, you know, after Toronto conceded, they're looking a little bit shaky, and now it's Stanmore that are looking a little bit shaky, you know, a little bit on the back foot.
Yeah.
And they're trying these long balls, but you know, before they were playing it around the back, finding that pass, but it's trying to hoof it forward at the moment. I
completely agree. I think Stanmore looks their best when they were moving the ball around nicely. They're sort of playing a little bit more in the air, which you don't really see them do that much. Shabazz just moving the ball back up here. He's going to send that one in. Oh, keeper spilled it, but he's going to rely on that to drain out that remaining 1 or 5 minutes. We still don't know.
The keeper had his hands up. He was counting 6 seconds to, there's another ball on the pitch.
Was that sent in by someone? Genuinely, I feel like it was, just to waste a little bit more time.
That throw from the keeper unorthodox. If it was boxing, you'd call that the southpaw.
That's coming from our resident keeper on the touchline, Ali Bastatu, who some would say had a habit of not catching it when he should. But he is probably one of the keepers I think I've ever seen in my life. And Toronto have won a free kick here. It looks like they're really going to slow this one down. They brought water onto the pitch.
Interestingly, I thought there was no food or drinks allowed on the pitch, but you know, because I was trying to bring my karak chai on, but they said no. No food, drinks, or commentary allowed on the pitch. I think we were offered to go up into the press box, which I don't know if you can see from at home. It's pretty daunting. There's just a tiny little ladder, and we didn't really want to risk that. But there's a huge crowd watching this game on. Toronto. There's some chants from some Toronto fans chanting, "Stanmore, Stanmore, what's the score?" And if they looked at the TV, they'd see it's 2-1 to Toronto Jaffreys. Yeah, Toronto Stars, apologies. Yeah, there's a pretty simple answer to that question. Also, you know, one of those things where you've kind of got to be careful. The game's nowhere near over. Stanmore threatening again. Like, you know, you want to rile the team up. Stanmore have got the quality within them to bring a goal back. And Toronto on the defensive again. They did, you know, Stanmore had a lot of chances that first half.
and we're getting requested to move back again into Shabazz. He's kept that on at the touchline. Toronto have cleared that one well out for a Stanmore throw.
The referee's just looked at his watch, and I think he's either signalled 3, 2, or 1 minute. Unsure, because I cannot see from here.
Yeah, it looks like the plate has finished, and that started just a few minutes before this one, so I'm assuming there's only a couple minutes left on this. Toronto, if they win this ball... Oh, he's through! I think he's come a little bit too wide. Is he going to play that one in, or is he going to hold on to it? He's going to do this... I thought he was going to hold it in the corner flag. It looks like they are managing the game into the corner. That ball has gone out, and it is a Stanmore ball. I thought he picked the right decision there, but they've lost the ball, and Stanmore are going to advance. Alibas, what was the plate's final score?
So the final score on the plate was 2-1 to Orlando. 2 Orlando, 1 Gloucester. So Orlando have taken home the plate.
So we could have a North American double on the cards here. Both the American team and Canadian team potentially going to take home a trophy. Stanmore wishing for Toronto to get a move on here, but it was a pretty bad pass coming out to them.
Yeah, I think if Mexico had been in the 40+, we could have had a clean sweep North America. Are there only 3 countries in North America?
I don't know if Mexico would count as North America, but we said earlier, geography's hard, so don't reference that. That looks like handball. And he's just spooned it out to the media tent, lands onto it. That's the closest we've been to the action all game. There's 3 balls on the pitch at the moment, but the ref has continued. Maz is going to drive this one out.
It's not Maz.
Oh, yeah, no, that wasn't Maz. Oh, good save by the keeper again from... Who is that?
That was Hussein Ramzan.
Hussein Ramzan, who has been stinging his palms all evening. And he has probably been Stanmore's best player, I think. He's been fantastic.
The keeper's throw.
The keeper has absolutely launched that forward. And Toronto holding it into that corner. He's gone down under a challenge. Ref is going to give that. I think... It's one of those, yeah, fairly, but I think it's also one of those ones. The Toronto player had lost the ball, so you kind of don't want to give him the opportunity to win that free kick. And that's the end of the game. Aliabas, we saw, I think on the basis of the game, Toronto not really in it for the most of the game. 2 goals in 2 minutes, the famous old saying, and they've, to be honest with you, that second goal, that bicycle kick, absolutely phenomenal, but pretty gutting, I think, for Stanmore to have made it this far, winning the games they did, winning the final up until probably about 5 minutes to go, and yeah, having Toronto come back in pretty spectacular fashion. So
congratulations to Toronto Stars for winning the Unity Game 2023 Cup, and commiserations to Stanmore A, the runner. Like I said, and like Michael said, the team that scores the most goals wins the game. And Toronto scored 2, Stanmore scored 1. And it was a moment of magic from Toronto's number 9, Sam Huda. And I think that was deserving of the victory. That goal in itself, they were switched on. I think Stanmore switched off a little bit, and they managed to win the game. And they're taking the trophy back to North America.
Yeah, both trophies look like they're heading up to North America. I think we'll probably let them get on with the celebrations. I think there's, we would have maybe got a couple of words in from some of the Toronto players.
I think we'll leave it there. It's been lovely commentating for you guys on the stream, and we will catch you. They're just some fans of the Toronto Stars chanting number 6's name, who was actually the one who got the assist for their equaliser. But we will love you and leave you.